Let's just have a conversation about how to get a high limit Capital One credit card with bad or fair credit. Don't go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome City Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous if you're to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee, or tea, or vodka, and let's roll. In today's convo, I want to speak to you about how to get approved for a high-limit Capital One credit card with bad or fair credit. The first thing you need to do is the first step is to know Capital One credit card requirements. The thing here is that Capital One, as other big card issuers in the country, I'm speaking about Chase, American Express, Citi, Wells Fargo, and so on and so forth. They have requirements that you need to fulfill if you want to get a Capital One, if you want to get a credit card. First, you need to have the basic requirements. You need to be 18 or 21 years of age, depending on the states where you live, right? You need to have a social security number. Now, we have seen in some cases that Capital One will issue credit cards to foreigners who have an ITIN. For example, if you are in the country temporarily, you're working, and you have a good job, you have a good financial situation, and you have an ITIN, an individual tax identification number, they will issue a credit card. You also need to have a source of income. Okay, so your source of income doesn't mean you need to have a job. You can also have a source of passive income. The only thing is that the income must be consistent and regular, okay? And you also need to have a positive credit history. Now, unsecured Capital One credit cards require applicants to have established credit history. So most of the cards that Capital One issues require good credit scores of 700 or more, although some cards are designed for fair credit. Now, one thing I want to say here is that, as a matter of fact, based on our research and based on the knowledge, the first-hand knowledge that we have after advising thousands of clients, Capital One does approve applicants with a FICO score as low as 525 rather, if those applicants have a strong application. Okay, so even if your FICO score is as low as 525, but you have buttressed your application properly, you can still be qualified. And this is what I'm going to go throughout this show to explain to you how to buttress, how to solidify your credit card application. Step number 2. So after step number 1, you need to know Capital One credit card requirements. Step number 2, you need to check your credit score. Okay, here is a big decision time here, folks. Do you have an idea of what your credit score is? I want to know. I really want to know. Because a lot of folks believe they have an idea, but when they actually open their credit report, they're just surprised. They're like, wow, I thought I had 620, but I'm probably, I'm now in 685, or I thought I wasn't at 500, but actually I wasn't at 400. So it's important to really monitor your credit report regularly. As a matter of fact, you can actually right now, after this show, I want you to go right now to a website called annualcreditreport.com. And you can receive a free copy of your credit reports from that website, and the free copy can come from each of the 3 major credit bureaus. I'm speaking about TransUnion, Experian, or Equifax. Okay, and it's very also important to understand that if you don't have access to internet, you can call 1-877-322-8228 to get a free copy of that. And don't worry if you've already gotten your free copies for the year, because this thing you can only do it once a year. Okay, this is what Congress has mandated. And what I want to say here is that you could also get a free copy of your credit reports within 2 months of being denied credit, or if you are on welfare, unemployed, or your report is inaccurate. It's important to do this because then if something happens, let's say you just check your credit score, your credit report, and then you realize that there's something going on, that something is amiss. Somebody is just playing games with your credit report or with your social. In other words, you have an identity thief that has stolen your ID or your social, and is just playing games. The person has opened bank accounts, has opened loans, has gotten loans, credit cards in your name, and you sitting there realizing, how come I'm being denied? even though I'm doing everything to keep my credit score high. Well, this is why you need to check your credit score, just to make sure that your credit score, your FICO and your Vantage score is not losing weight simply because somebody is doing somebody's messing up with you. Okay, this is very important, and this has to become part of your financial routine, that you check your credit score every 3 months, every quarter, just to have an idea of what's going on, especially if you have a major purchase to make and you would need a loan from either a loan or a credit card. Step number 3, folks. After actually knowing all the requirements that Capital One has for its credit card, and after having checked your credit score, it's time that you explore Capital One credit cards. Again, folks, we are speaking about what? We are speaking about how to get a Capital One credit card approved, even if you have bad or fair credit. We're speaking about a high limit, not a low amount. I'm not talking about 100,000 credit limits. No, I'm speaking about 50 grand, 25 grand, 30 grand. So you want to explore all the credit cards. Now, Capital One has so many credit cards. We're not going to go through all of them. We just have a small sample here. You can see on the screen. So we have the Capital One Quicksilver Cash Rewards credit card. We have the Capital One Silver One Cash Rewards credit card. We have the Capital One Venture One Rewards credit card. We have the Capital One Venture Rewards credit card. We have the Capital One Platinum credit card. We have the Capital One Walmart Rewards MasterCard. We have the secured MasterCard from Capital One. We have the Capital One Quicksilver Secure Cash Rewards credit card. So this is a non-exhaustive list of all the credit cards that Capital One offers. And in today's conversation, we are going to focus on one or two. It's important because it's important to be strategic in choosing the right credit card, the right Capital One credit card for you, especially if you want high limits and you have bad or fair credit, because you got to think about the low-hanging fruits. Why? Because not all credit cards are accessible, especially if if your FICO is between 350 and 679. You got to be strategic here. So if we go back on the list, you can see, for example, that based on our research, that the Capital One Platinum credit card could be accessible to someone with a bad or fair credit. For example, the Capital One Walmart Rewards MasterCard could also be a good candidate for someone who has a low or fair credit. Same thing for the secured MasterCard from Capital One and the Capital One Quicksilver Secure Cash Rewards credit card. However, in today's conversation, we're not speaking about secured credit cards. We are speaking about unsecured. How to get approved for a high limit unsecured Capital One credit card with bad or fair credit. Step number 3, folks. I want to talk to you now about step number 4. Step number 4. You need to pick the best Capital One card for bad or fair credit. As I just said, going through the whole list of Capital One credit cards is kind of cool, but you've got to choose one. And you need to zero in on that particular one and make sure that you actually boost your odds of approval. Okay, so here is a big decision time for you. Do you currently have a Capital One credit card? Have you had a Capital One credit card in the past? In other words, have you had charge-offs? Have you had issues with Capital One in the past? If the answer is no to those two questions, then it's a great opportunity, because then you can actually apply properly and strategically, and you can get the high limit Capital One credit card that you need, even if you have bad or fair credit. And there are two credit cards that you want to focus on. I think I just said that I just said that a few minutes ago, but now I want to dig a little deeper here. So we have the Capital One Platinum credit card, and here the purchase intro APR and the transfer intro APR are not offered, but the regular APR is kind of cool, because you have 26.99% variable. In some cases, the Capital One will lower it after 6 months if you are doing great, if you're using the card responsibly. There is no rewards rate. And for this card, you just need limited credit history. Okay, and we love the fact that this card has no annual fee. You are automatically considered for a higher credit line in as little as 6 months. You have fraud coverage. If your card is lost or stolen, you can use online banking to access your account even from your smartphone with the mobile app from Capital One. You can check out quickly and securely with a contactless card, and you actually can pay by check, online, or a local branch. With this card, you can get a limit as high as $25,000. We've seen people who have received $25,000 with this card. The only thing is that you need to have some strong financial situation. Even if you have a FICO that is skinny, you better have a checking account or a savings account that is fat. That way, Capital One will be comfortable giving you the card that you need and the limit that you need. The second card I want to talk to you about is the Capital One Walmart Rewards MasterCard. And here, the regular APR will oscillate between 17.99% and 26.99% variable. There's no annual fee. The rewards rate 1 to 5% cash back. There's no rewards bonus, but here the minimum credit that's needed is actually bad to fair. And the rewards details, you can earn 5% cash back on Walmart.com purchases, including pickup and delivery. You can earn 2% cash back on purchases in Walmart stores and fuel stations, 2% cash back on restaurants and travel purchases, and 1% cash back on all other purchases everywhere else MasterCard is accepted. Okay, and there's no annual fee, no foreign transaction fee. So those are the two cards you want to think about: Capital One Platinum Credit Card and Capital One Walmart Rewards MasterCard. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. I'm still having a conversation with you about how to get a Capital One, a high limit Capital One credit card with bad or fair credit. Step number 5, you need to bank with Capital One. You need to establish a relationship. You need to establish a banking relationship with Capital One. This is very important. Okay, if you want to boost your chances of being approved quickly, you need to give some of your money to a Capital One for them to manage for you, so that they in return can also give you some of their money to you for you to do whatever you need to do with, and then repay them back. Okay, and then repay them. So first of all, Capital One has two great checking accounts products that you might be interested in. So you have the 360 checking account, that's for adults. And then they have the Money Teen checking account. This is a fee-free bank account for teens with a debit card and a top-rated mobile app. Okay, this is fantastic. So again, 360 checking accounts and Money Teen checking account. So you can actually open an account for yourself, but also open an account for your teenager if you have 1 or 2 or 3. Okay, so that's for the checking accounts. Capital One also have savings accounts. So here you have what they call the 360 performance savings. So this is basically a high yield fee-free savings account you can open in about 5 minutes. Okay, this is great, and we love this because Capital One has shown here that they can be a leader in innovation. You know, the whole thing about fintech, they're constantly innovating. Well, big banks, traditional banks such as Capital One, are also innovating. So this is really a banking reimagined. So you have great interest rates. This is fee-free and no minimums. There are no minimums to open or maintain your high yield savings account. So besides checking accounts and savings account, you can also open online CDs, online certificates of deposits. Okay, this is kind of cool for you also. And they also have kids savings account. So kind of similar to what they have with the checking account, with the Money Teen checking account. They also have kids savings account. So if you wanna put some cash on the side for your son or daughter, you can actually do that. So by doing this, the reason why I'm telling you this is because you need to establish a relationship with Capital One so that when they review your account, they will be inclined to give you a high limit, even if you have bad or fair credit. It's important to establish a relationship with the bank that you wanna borrow from. Step number 6, folks, you want to contact Capital One. So the goal of this show is to help you get approved for a high limit Capital One personal credit card with bad or fair credit, right? We will give you all the info that is needed based on our research, based on our experience. But at the end of the day, it's just better to contact Capital One so you have a clear idea of what they're looking for. Basically, when you call Capital One, you just want to speak to a rep, and you can have a conversation about all kinds of topics. You can talk about credit card, even though you're interested in credit card. Who knows? Maybe you might be if you cannot get approved for the Walmart Rewards Mastercard or the Capital One Platinum Mastercard, you could be approved for another card. As a matter of fact, there are some cards that might not even be available on the website, or there might be some offers, some introductory APRs, whatever, that they don't post on the website. So the only way you can get the info is to contact someone, have a conversation with someone, and so you can get that insider intel that is very important. You can talk about personal credit cards, personal loans, business loans, for example, auto financing. Okay. If you have a business on the side and you just really want to see how Capital One can help you, you can also talk about business loans. You can talk about business credit cards, for example. So the whole idea here is that when you speak to someone, you're able to have a conversation, okay? And find a location and talk to a Capital One banker, please. If you are lucky enough to be in the vicinity of a branch, of a Capital One branch, please take your time, take a half an hour or 1 hour and walk to the branch and have a conversation with a Capital One representative. This will help you a lot, especially if you're trying to get a high limit credit card and you have a bad or a fair credit. You want to speak to someone, and you can either do this or you can also call. You can have a phone convo, right? But when it comes time to applying, please do not apply online unless you are instructed to do so. I'm going to show you what the application looks like online, but my big recommendation is to actually apply at a branch or apply over the phone if you can. This is very important, especially when it comes to saving you a lot of hard pulls, a lot of unnecessary hard pulls. Because when you apply online, things are done algorithmically. Okay, you don't have the context needed to get approved. But if you apply at a branch, you would have gotten all the info needed before applying. Step number 7, folks. Now I want you to apply. Okay, you want to apply. So we have done all the research. We have spoken to a Capital One. You have opened a checking account and a savings account or a CD or an investment account, whatever it is. You have done that. You have started a conversation that will help you buttress the relationship with between you and Capital One. Now it's about time to apply. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you applied for a credit card online with bad or fair credit? Big decision time here. What is the last time you applied for a credit card with bad or fair credit? Any credit card for that matter, not just Capital One. Have you applied for a credit card from Capital One in the past? Did you get approved? In 9 times out of 10, you probably got denied or you got a lower limits, right? It's because when you do things online, you're getting a response from an algorithm. So it's better to apply, as I said, at the branch if possible or over the phone. But let me walk you through what the application looks like. So you can see on the first screen here, Capital One, we are trying to apply for the Platinum, okay? Platinum card. So they ask for your legal name, your first name, your last name, your social, your date of birth, your citizenship status. Slide number 2, they're asking you whether or not you have citizenship in another country, and your contact information, so your address and zip code and all that kind of good stuff, your email address, your phone number, your primary phone number. You can put the thing is that I really would not recommend you give your home number or your work number, but you can put a mobile number that is your secondary mobile number, so you don't get bombarded with solicitations from Capital One or other providers, because sometimes those credit card issuers, they sell customers' data anyway. So the next slide here, they're asking you for your financial information. So they will ask you for your employment status, your occupation category. They want to know how much you're making, and also want to know your mortgage or rent expense every month, and whether or not you have any bank accounts. That's what I was telling you earlier, right? It's very good. It's very important to have checking accounts and savings accounts, not at any bank, but also not at all banks, but at Capital One, for example. You can still keep your other accounts at Chase, Wells Fargo, or whatever you bank, but trying to open 1 or 2 accounts, 1 or 2 asset accounts at Capital One. And the next slides, they're asking you to review review all the information, and you have to put the language you want to be you want to communicate in with Capital One. And the next slide, you have to rate the Capital One terms. So the fee, the APR for this card is 26.99%. It's kind of high, but and then you have to click continue. And you see the next one here. So they actually want you to review your information. So you want to click continue. So the thing here is, if you don't qualify, Capital One may consider you for other cards. So they will check your credit score, and it will not affect your platinum application. So you'll be able to accept or decline their offer. You can see on the next screen here, they want you to have additional acknowledgments, right? So you have to rate everything by clicking on the submit application. I am blah, 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 blah. And click submit application. That's it. All right, folks. This is it for today's conversation. I was talking to you about how to get approved for a Capital One, a high limit Capital One personal credit card with bad or fair credit. So I told you to know Capital One credit card requirements, how to check your credit score, to explore Capital One credit cards, to pick the best Capital One cards for bad or fair credit, to bank with Capital One, to contact Capital One, and to apply. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.